So I'll take you to, well, still within the north centrist region of the country. Now, from Nasarawa, I'll take you on a drive to Kwara State, where the political temperature is rising as the 2027 governorship race sharpens into a fierce zoning debate with growing agitation over which central district should produce the next governor. While Kwara Central currently holds a seat, voices from Kwara North and Kwara South are intensifying calls for power shift, arguing equity, inclusion, and political balance, and demanding a break from the status quo. But others insist competence, not geography, should decide the ticket, setting the stage for a high-stakes contest within the APC and beyond. Is only a pathway to fairness or a trigger for deeper division, and could this battle redraw the political map of Kwara ahead of 2027? Come closer. Let me let you understand what exactly is going on. You remember Bukola Saraki, right? The former Senate president. He was governor of Kwara State for 8 good years. He's from the North Central Senatorial District of Kwara State. After him was Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed from Kwara South, 8 years. Now, the incumbent governor is from Kwara Central. Now, don't forget, the last time we heard anybody from Kwara North being governor of Kwara State is a man called Shaba Lafiaji. Yeah. And so those who say, yes, South and North is not had as much as the kind of opportunity that Kwara Central has had, but what exactly does this mean? And how will Kwara navigate? Kwara seems to be a real big political battlefield in the 2027 election equation. I'm being joined by a former Attorney General of Kwara State and former Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Salman Jawondo, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria. Many thanks for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Amar. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. You are an advocate of Kwara North getting the shot at the governor or the governorship seat. But those who will say, look, the political permutations does not favor Kwara North. Kwara Center still hold a dominance. And if you see the major force and the names that are coming up, the likes of Ambassador Saraki from Kwara Central, Senator Oluri Egbe, Kwara Central, Senator Saliu Mustafa Kwara, and these are the top candidates that are in the running in the APC in Kwara State. And those who will say, the likes of Bukola Saraki in the opposition are waiting in the wings, waiting for what the APC will do. The numbers are not in favor of Kwara North. That's why Central take the dominance.
Well, thank you. Let me say that the number, if you are talking of number in terms of votes, there's no particular senatorial district that say can go it alone. Yes, it is true Kwara Central has the majority of the population and the majority of registered voters. But what has been the result of elections in the last 3 elections in Kwara State? That is when we talk of the figure, the vote itself. Then we also talk of the spread, because the Constitution by Section 79(2) says that not only you must have the majority of vote cast, you must also have the spread. That is 1/4. That's 25% of vote cast in not less than 2/3 of the local government in the state. We have 16 local government. It means you must have 25% in a minimum of 10 states. That is apart from having the major. Now, if you look at the previous elections, in 2015, the Kwara Central, with the largest population, returned a vote of 118,567 for APC. Kwara North returned 89,496, which represent 30%. Kwara Central represent 40. Then Kwara South 87,769, which represent 20. In 2019 election, Kwara Central returned 129,806 votes. Kwara North returned 105,593. That represents 31.84%. Kwara Central represents 39.15%. The Kwara South 96,147, representing 28.099%. In 2023, Kwara Central returned 105. Now Kwara North 93 and Kwara South 74,000. Now that shows consistency in the vote being returned by Kwara North. It that shows that Kwara North has demonstrated strong commitment and loyalty to APC. Not only that, like you have said from your analysis, since the beginning of this republic, Fourth Republic, Kwara North has not occupied the position in Kwara State. Kwara Central will be doing 20 years now. And next year, Kwara South has done 8 years. Now, if you go to the history of Kwara State since 1967, if you calculate, the Kwara South has been the government house for 20 years, let's say 3 months. If you start with Bambui, 9 years, Olatinwo, Shiu, everything put together, that is 20 years, less than 3 months. So Kwara Central, 20 years. Kwara North, 18, I think about 1 year and 8 months, that's Saba. So equity, fairness, and justice demand that the Kwara North will be given this opportunity to produce it. Now, you have mentioned people in Kwara Central coming out.
Professor Suleiman, Senator Saliu Mustafa,
they are also
Ambassador
formidable people from Kwara North.
Who are they?
I'll tell you. I think it's
for the APC.
For the APC, 3 of them so far have indicated interest.
Who are these people?
Senator Sadiq Umar. We have the Makamala Fiaji. Then we have Bill Ibrahim, that's the man in the House of Rep from Barotin Kayamana. Now, if you look at these people that have indicated, I'm talking of people who have contacted people and discussed with people who are moving around.
Yeah.
Not anybody who is just
within the APC.
Yes, within the APC. Now, if you look at it, for example, Senator Sadiq, it's not only an accomplished pharmacist. He rise to the level of a director, West Africa, for Action International Development Fund. Now, he's been in the House for the last 7 years. The first time he was in the House, or he got to the House, he became the chairman of Business and Rules Committee. You know, that is the engine room of the House. That tells you about his efficiency and capability. Then today is the chairman Senate Committee of Trade and Investment and co-chairman of Rules and Business. That also tells you that the House recognizes his competence and capability. Now, if you talk of his achievement as a senator that is representing Kwara North, that's 5 local government. There's no word in 58 words in the Kwara South that you will not see his project. If you talk of education, you talk of agri, you talk of empowerment, you talk of power, you talk of infrastructure. There is nowhere you go, any word.
Give me a moment, now, Mr. Jawondo, because there are those who will say it goes beyond just speaking and satisfying a sentiment or a zone in the state. Is that you want to win an election.
Yes.
Has the present government in Kwara, has they done enough to ward off the opposition? Can they withstand now when people are now saying there is another round of Otoge, this time around coming from Bukola Saraki, who is leading the opposition in the state? What has the government of the day done? And whether or not, if you go to the to the northern senatorial district, Bukola Saraki will not take advantage of that and go to where the votes are. But that's going to be after this break. Just give me a moment, Mr. Jawondo, and we'll be back after this break, everyone. Everyone, it's being envisaged and perhaps also anticipated. We now understand that Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, the Minister of Power, has resigned his position in the federal cabinet. There was a statement earlier today about the plan to hand over and move on after meeting President Bola Tinubu yesterday. Justine, Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, the Minister of Power, has resigned his appointment in the federal cabinet as minister. Our closing moment now with Mr. Salman Jawondo, a former AG and Commissioner for Justice of Kwara State. We just have less than 60 seconds to close. Is the APC looking at the politics of things and the intrigues? If you go to the north, who says that the opposition will not
go to the north today? That's the easiest way to win election in Kwara today, because the south will not vote for anybody from central. That is it. Now, and that's the only way you can go get the spread. The south and the north can get the spread. The Kwara Central of the 4 local government, we need any of the two to get the spread. That's number one. Number two is that whatever Bukola Saraki does is just on paper that people are saying. PDP is finished in Kwara as of today. And I'll tell you, the ADC in Kwara is a split over from Saraki group. And they are irreconcilable. So there's no way Saraki can win an election. Even if you put somebody from Kwara Central, in fact, it's even easier for APC.
All right.
If you put from the north, that means the battleground will be in the center and you cannot even win there.
Mr. Salman Jawondo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Kwara State. Many thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.